Another interesting thing I just wanted to show you at this point is the fungal content of peanuts and corn. It's really interesting that peanuts are not really a nut, they're a legume. And somehow they attract a lot of fungus and mold. If you listen carefully nowadays, they don't serve peanuts on the airplanes because when somebody opens a packet of peanuts, somebody at the other side of the airplane might be sneezing or having allergies because of their peanuts. It's because of the high mold and fungus content that peanuts attracts. And here are some of the lists of these things. Aspergillus niger are some of those things, or Aspergillus candidus, and some of these things are attached or get attracted to the peanut. It becomes contaminated with so many organisms like this. Corn in a similar fashion here. And this is just a statement from Dr. Young and some of his basic philosophy and practices in his presentations he gives us. And I want to show you some foods that he recommends. And I want to show you some foods that are acidic and some foods that are alkaline. You can further find these things in his books called The pH Miracle. For instance, here, if you look on the right side, there's cucumbers. I never knew cucumbers were so valuable. But cucumbers are highly alkaline. You can see here it has a number of 31.5. Wheatgrass. You hear about wheatgrass being served in Jamba Juice. They can sell you a jigger of Jamba Juice. Wheatgrass is highly alkaline. You can see there it's 33.8. Now some of the fruits that Dr. Young really encourages us to take, although it's sour, they're alkaline. Right down here in the middle on the right side, you see it's the line it's called fruits. He has limes, lemons, tomatoes. Also he has grapefruit. You can add that in. Those are actually sour, but they're actually alkaline. We do a laboratory ash test, and it shows alkaline in its whole. It may taste, so the juice of it may be sour, but somehow limes and lemons, their root system brings up minerals perhaps, and in total they have a net basic or alkaline property to them. Avocados, Dr. Young calls that God's butter. It has good proteins in it, perfect oils, great amount of minerals, and all kinds of support dietary properties that he really encourages. So if you can get a hold of an avocado tree, or you can find a good source of avocado, take advantage of it. Here again on the left side on the top are more listings of different kinds of foods. I use almonds as my snack instead of eating Twinkies and Ding Dongs anymore, or a candy bar. I put almonds in my pocket in a baggie, and I carry it around with me. I leave it in my car, I leave it in my briefcase when I get hungry, ready, snack time. I take a few almonds. It makes me not be so hungry. There are other things you can take, like seeds and other kinds of nuts. All forms of nuts that have a kernel around it or a cover on it, like Brazil nuts, mac nuts. They're good and they're protected. And particularly, I wanted to show you almonds are really excellent. Then we have some foods that you can eat sparingly. Some of these are not highly acidic and not highly basic. They're things that you can take and try to balance yourself out. The Chinese call this yin and yang. You eat for every yin you eat, you should eat a yang. On the right side towards the middle, it talks about bananas. If we eat a lot of tropical fruits, specifically like pineapple, bananas, mangoes, these are very sweet fruits in its ripe form. Dr. Young encourages us, if we do eat those things, to try to eat them on the unripe side or the half-ripe side. As you see the banana there, it says banana unripe. It has a positive value of 4.8. Then he has some foods that are very, very acidic. If you look on the top left there, pork has a value of -38. It's the most acidic of all the foods we can eat as far as meats go. veal, beef, all of these things are quite acidic. Coming down towards the right side, we like to look at fruit juices. Maybe we like to eat fruit juices. Excuse me. The fruit juice right there, you see it's 33.4, minus 33.4. And the reason why it's so acidic is because the high amounts of added sugar. You can see that if you read the labels on these fruit juices, it has like 40 to 50 milligrams of sugar per cup. And of course we talked about liquor and beer. And another interesting point on the top there, it shows artificial sweeteners. People say, well, I'll take a sugarless drink or sugarless candy, I'm just doing fine. Look at that. It's even more negative than white sugar or beet sugar. Isn't that amazing? They're made out of chemicals, and I'm not going to tell you, but it leads to other things. Okay, and so these are some examples of foods. The list is far more comprehensive than this, but I wanted to show you some foods in which he has measured the pH in his laboratory. And here's an interesting point. We always think of fat being eating too many fats. Well, Dr. Young points out something entirely new. He has found that fat is not a fat problem. It's an acid problem. In fact, he says that if we're acidic, the body holds the fat to neutralize the acids. And as we alkalize our cells, the body has no need to retain fats. And what happens, our fat just melts away. So as we neutralize our acids by eating on the alkaline side, the body has no need to hold more acids, and it just goes away. And this is an interesting concept because a lot of times people will take certain types of programs and pills and things to try to reduce and lose their weight. And here, this is not a weight loss program, it's simply a health program, but along the way, a person who has lots of acid can minimize his acid by moving towards the alkaline side and having his obesity or weight just fall off. And this happened to so many of the people I've known. Here's a big picture of Mary Jane Medlock in Dallas, Texas, and where Dr. Young doing some testing and laboratory work. She's an example of alkalizing herself and having these experience of losing that much weight.